Hello, I'm Shruti and welcome to my channel, your friendly counselor. In my previous video, I talked about the preschoolers, the toddlers, and if you would recall, I talked about that you should not give your mobile phones to the kids. It is so harmful for them. But I never spoke about the ways that you can use to help your child in getting rid of these mobile phones, these gadgets. So in today's video, I will be talking about how to get rid of this screen time. Okay, so now let's get started. Now what is screen time? The time that your child spent in watching these mobile phones or laptops, or televisions and playing video games. This is the screen time that they spend. And nowadays kids squander a lot of their time in these gadgets. It's taking a lot of their positivities and many things that they can do, many extracurricular activities that they used to do has been taken over by these gadgets. So this is the right time that you should stop this addiction that they are developing in themselves. So now I will be talking about some do's and some don'ts. So let's start with it. And first I will be talking about some don'ts, that things that you should never do with your child. First of all, never ever request your child to leave the phones or the laptops or playing video games. They will never do that. Requesting is never gonna work in this scenario. So please don't do that. Second thing, what I've observed, in some of the parents is that they leave it to their kids. They want that their kids should, develop their willpower, and they think that the kids should understand on their own, and they should leave it. But let me tell you that this, these mobile phones, playing video games is very fulfilling for them. It gives them a lot of pleasure. They enjoy this time. So they will never be able to give this habit on their own. You will have to step in as a parent. You will have to take this onus on yourself. So please don't rely on their willpower. It will not work. And another thing, that I have observed many times is that the parents, they shout at their children. When you shout at them, when you scold them, they become stubborn. And then we bring other, everything. We bring all our, everything into the picture. That have you done your homework? Did you finish your studies? And we start scolding them, we nag them. Don't do that. All these things don't work. It will never work, let me tell you. So, we should obstruct this habit before it becomes too late. For those of you whose kids are younger than the age of 12, for you, it's quite easy that you will be able to handle this situation. It would be a little bit, easy for you. But for those of you whose kids have reached adolescence, with adolescence I mean 12 years and above, for those parents, a little bit tough, because this is the age that they start talking back to you. They argue with you. They would give reasons to you, So, but still, if you would follow these things, it would take a little bit longer for the older ones, but still these tricks will work. That is for sure. All you have to do is be consistent in your communication and be effective in the way that you communicate with them. So now I'll tell you that the things that you should do. First of all, very important thing in this problem, in order to solve this problem, is restrict the screen time, limit their screen time. If your child is under the age of 12 years, then 1 to 2 hours is enough for them. And with elder ones, 2 to 3 hours is sufficient. But then also it depends a lot on the content that they are watching. If they are watching some educational video, a documentary on YouTube, then this time is good enough. But if they are playing video games, then let me tell you, 1 hour is more than enough. And when you pass on this message to them, be very strict with that. Don't let them play around with your words. Be strict and be very clear in your message that you want to pass on to them. What I have also observed is that, have you ever seen, I like to just bring up a very common example. You all would have noticed that whenever a CM of a state or a district magistrate of a city, they make a rule for the citizens to follow, then each and every one of us have to abide by that. Would you agree with me? Similarly, you have to be that DM of your house. If you have made a rule, make sure that your child doesn't play with that rule. They have to abide by it. Because at the end of the day, you want them to improve, right? There are some more things that you can do apart from these things that would work. It is the effective communication, how effectively you communicate with them. Many a times they don't understand the reason behind our actions. So always have reasons behind your actions. You should tell them that why you don't want them to spend that much of time watching laptops or playing video games. Give reasons to them which they understand and which would be logical and be rational with them. Okay. Now the reasons. What are the reasons that you can give to them? Is that it is bad for their eyesight. It makes them lethargic. It's leading them towards unhealthy lifestyle. They lose interest from their studies. It's not good. Playing a lot of video games is not good for their studies, for studies also, and for their mental health. It is very harmful for them. These are the things that you should tell them. Now, when we are taking something from them, away from them, then we should also give them something in return, right? I hope you all would agree with me. So what are the things that you should give to them? You can buy some toys for them, some books, some board games, You can enroll them in some extracurricular activities, some sports, some dance classes, music classes, or as a matter of fact, martial arts classes. It's very good for them. But at this point, one thing I want to make it very clear, that whatever thing you introduce to your child, be with them in the initial days. For example, if you bring a toy to them, play with them using that toy. If you bring books to them, read the books along with them. Just don't throw over the book over them and you start reading. No, it doesn't happen. You have to develop that habit in them, right? If you want them to go outside and play, you go along with them. If you want them to exercise with them. Spend time with them. Talk with them. Then they won't miss the pleasure that they get with these mobile phones, these gadgets that is around them. Make sure that the rules that you make, you are consistent with them. Don't let them play around. I would like to reiterate this point again. Don't let them play around with your rules. Be consistent, and with some of you, it would be easy for you to handle your kids. They might understand in one instance or second instance, but especially those of you who have older kids, 12 and above, you will have to persevere. You will have to continuously speak to them, educate them, and tell them the benefits of getting away from these gadgets. You have to tell them that how bad this addiction is. So be consistent and be rational with them. Bring up, you can come up with new ideas. Maybe I have given some ideas. You can also always come up with some new ideas that might work for your child and for you. I hope with these tips that I have shared with you today, you will be able to help your child, and it will be helpful for you also, to get them away from these gadgets. And if you like this video, please share it, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please hit the subscribe button so that you would get the notifications for my future videos. And see you in my next video. Till then, take care, be safe, and God bless you.